wherever you are. My name is Alex Kimena, and I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Truths on Podcast, the Kimena Library segment. And hii show tu ni show ya kuhave youthful discussions on the topics of faith, books, and the culture, what's going on in the culture, the conversations that we are having out there in our society. And today I'm joined by a good friend of mine. Ni best yangu mpoa sana. I like to call him my brother actually. Ni mse tumetoa naye mbali sana.
Ni firstborn kwao.
Yeye ni firstborn. And let me just tell you more about my guest today. He's a relationship coach, a mentor, and a youth leader in Deliverance Church Umoja. He's the founder of Build to Last. It's a relationship and marriage enrichment ministry that is geared towards raising a generation that understands God's intention for sex through teaching, inspiring, mentoring, and influencing young people into godly and purposeful relationships that lead to stable families and lasting marriages. And also he's a member and a leader at Kenya Student Christian Fellowship. It's a Christian network that focuses on raising Christian servant leaders among high school students, where he serves as a discipleship leader. He's also married to one beautiful Catherine Njambi, and they are blessed with two daughters.
Yeah,
two daughters, Ishama and
Sifa.
And we are here to discuss his book. It's called God, Me and Sex. Ini kitabu fiti sana, mimi nimeichambua, and I'm very impressed. Na tuweza kubonga more about some of the topics and some of the issues that raised na amebongea concerning hii topic major sana. Hii topic tunasamanga inanga mwisho, relationship, courtship, and also marriage. And also tutagusia kiasi pia story ya Lungula.
Yes.
Hiyo ni story yenye watu watakani kusikia lakini wanaipenda.
Wanatamani kufanya.
Na wanaitamani. Sindio?
Yeah.
Douglas, karibu sana.
Asante Kamina. Thank you so much for what you're doing. For allowing me to be a guest today kwa hii Kimina's Library.
Karibu sana.
Umse usoma. Kile mwili nikata nije kusoma. So wasaenda gym, si lazima ende gym. Can read books.
Manze Jamie nilidamea.
That's what I saw.
Niliandika resolution 2020. Ikaishia hapo.
So uliamua books.
Wacha nifanye gym ya vitabu.
Kuna msali sema bookstore are very bigger than your food store.
Yeah.
So hiyo ni hali ya kukata weight. So
Yeah.
make a bookstore kwa more than the food store.
Yeah.
So na eat less, you read more.
Yeah.
So mse uninspire, mse usoma sana kile kwa wao yake utapata vile anasoma. And he does not just read any book. He read books that can transform other generations. So thank you for having me. I'm humbled. Acha tuongee maneno kwa ukweli. And
hata kitu nilikuwa nataka tuanze nayo Dagi.
Tuone.
Nikasoma kitabu yako, and I was telling somebody last week that there's one problem that I have with African authors. Na inasema tu kweli. I don't know why, but nikisoma vitabu mingi sana zenye zimeandikwa na local authors, naona ni kama it's like I'm reading somebody else's mind. I think hatujai kuwa na a content that is freshly brewed from amongst us. Sijui kama ni inspiration tu, tuna inspire, tunakuwa inspired more, alafu tunaitransfer. We don't take the time to like
maybe synthesize and come up with your idea.
What nini wanga shida according to your opinion?
I think what happens is the more you make a book complicated, the more to received. Ile kutumia maybe very technical words and maybe very hard English. But I think for you to allow msasa me book, or usifanye msasa mabook na kwa dictionary yako pia. I won't read the book again. So try to make your book not so bulky and use the right simple words so that someone can understand it, like from a lay kama nasikiza radio, but can get what you want to understand from that book.
Okay.
So shida ndio watu wanajaribu complicate the English and the words in them and vocabularies.
Okay.
Yeah, it does not pay.
Okay.
Yeah, so be simple.
Okay.
Yep.
Tuingie ndani ya kitabu.
Tuangalie.
Nataka tu discuss, kuna kitu uliandika hapa hivi.
Nzuri.
Temoja tuone kama just a minute. Iko kwa the topic of the purity principles.
Yes.
The purity principles.
Yes.
Page 35.
Yes.
And by the end, as I kuambia wasema, as I get this book, Dagi, unauza how much books are?
If you ask for it through Kimina Library, I'll give you at 500.
Karibu.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, umeandika hapa hivi story ya purity, the
Yes.
purity principles.
Yes.
And there's something that you wrote here and I'll read. Are you married? You need to know that your freedom is no longer your freedom. It is for both of you. There are things that you must live and cleave to your wife. Social hangouts, unrealistic conversations, some friends, some groups, even WhatsApps, and even other relationships. Your priority changes and your family comes first. I thank my dear wife because she always reminded me and still reminds me that our marriage should be our greatest priority in life after marriage. Any other thing can be attended to later. And for those who are dating or courting, number 1, focus on talk and not touch. Then kuna number 2 yenye nataka to discuss. Stop acting married.
Yes.
What do you mean by that? Stop acting married. Is it possible to be married in quotes within a relationship?
No. You see what happens? So they act become a movie.
Yeah.
But so for acting, or for with realities. You come sana act maybe movie yote ya Jesus is not the Jesus. He's acting like Jesus.
Like Jesus.
Or msaki act maybe movie ya maybe Donda. Ni kwa vile Madonna anafanya job lakini yesi Donda. So when I say about don't act married maanisha vitu zenye unafanya ni zile watu wenye wanafanya kwa watu real. It is the real person who does it. So if you're acting married kama hujawahi inamaanisha kuna vitu unafanya zenye mwenye na fazifanye ni mwenye ameoa peke yake. So things like you're not supposed to kiss that is the person you're dating. Hiyo ni perspective mwenye ameokoka because also wale na kwamba standards like that kissing too or usikinge kwa Bible inasema that but among all of us, that is Ephesians 5:3, there should not be any hint of sexual immorality. So hint na kwa ngile maana ile place unafika mahali sasa unajaribu kufanya vitu zenye mimi mwenye nimeona nafanya kulala na wife wangu ni kitu normal kwangu juu nimeoa but kulala na mdemo wako ndio jawa hiyo kitu unafanyia nifanye kwa marriage. So that is acting married. So when you're married you don't act, you do it. But when you're not married, don't even start acting because when you act you're arousing yourself. Yeah, so vitu kama don't sleep with your fiancé, you're doing dating, don't kiss, don't card up, don't hang out. Hizo vitu ndogo ndogo, the small thing that we do nasema hisi ni tunafanya tu. So mimi nasema kali kitu tunafanya leo mdemo ama uchalie kama hujaoa na ni demo wako na mdate ama una mkota. Kama ni kitu mzae wako fanya na wife wako na mbu yako na your mom wanafanyanga kwa bedroom wafanyangi hadharani, don't do it.
So let me ask you a question. Ukisema kuna hiyo part, yes, hiyo ni for now I think it's non-negotiable. Hiyo ya kissing and
yeah, it should not
non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Hiyo ni kama you remember when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Form 2 ndio ikiisha tukaenda kuchagua subject.
Yeah.
Mind yako hata uko unafikiria mao English na Kiswahili because it was compulsory. So you hata uko mention. Hiyo ni compulsory. But nikotaka tubonge story ya when you're in a relationship but unapata wacha kuna sana konga in a relationship. Hata niongee in my position as a youth leader, the scenarios that I've seen. Unapata wanaweza kupata wafanye hizo vitu zote but unapata any decision that dem ana make chale atakuwa involved. Unapata yani kuna kale washaanza kuanika kwa one,
yeah.
They are not doing sex and kissing and all that, but unapata kuna kitu wanafanya. Kile unapata at the end of the day they hawana lives as far as
washakuwa kama one.
Washakuwa kama one.
Yeah, true.
So ndio. Is it possible to
it's a risk
for the things that you
the same thing about not acting married become even things like maybe operating as if you're one spouse because the Bible inasema but a man shall live his father and mother alafu atakuwa one joined to be one. So the joining part in terms of decision making, investment, maybe doing activities together, or that bond that brings to the one is only when you, after you say I do, or when you get married. So vitu kama investment ama chalia nataka kila kitu mdema anafanya, mwambie mdema maybe akipata akifanya job apate 10,000, mbele na mshahara wangu ni 60,000, akiongeza mshahara ambaye lazima hazia juu asipojua, chalia asipojua na kuweka. So things like that, because the moment unaanza kufanya vitu zenye we only do decisions together, like probably planning for maybe where you'll build your house. Sisi bado mko kwa dating ama relationship stage ya kwanza, nitafanya kufanya because utakuwa invest in that person's life na probably at the end of it mtakuwa pamoja. So napata kama kuna vitu umeshare za personal, then at the end of the day is sana kujua kuliko vile unamjua ama mnajuana sana au mkiachana it becomes hard for you to even be yourself, because now I feel like maybe your identity has been stolen because you have shared even your deepest personal things. So strong partner marriage means even in terms of probably investment, be cautious in terms of probably be sharing what you have, sharing finances. But chelewa amepaka dem ATM yake na bado na date, chelewa amechukua maybe probably hata pin number yake ya phone anajua. So such things. So avoid kitu itakufanya when things don't work, God forbid, feel like you wasted your time.
Ni poa kulipia manzi yako school fees ama manzi kulipia chali yake rent? In terms of is that also acting married ama?
Yeah, that is acting married because
kuna venye unaweza kuona na future na ude msemeni aje acha nijimwage.
It's a risky place to be. In this area nimekuwa in as a calling, we receive a lot of such questions, and maybe machali na analia, madem analia, chali sasa analia amelipia mdem, asema kumlipia fee. There's a guy alilipia chali yake, alilipia dem yake fee, I think kampo mzima, akamaliza 4 years, kalipia sijui wazazi wake kwa jengea nyumba, kwa KSG biashara. After campus, after graduation, mdem alizima simu na hapo anashika simu chali, even parents. So it's a risky place because you're investing at an early stage. Musema, those are the things that you're not the parent. When si baba yako si mama yake. Leave them for the parents. Leave the parents to act, to do their role. You will come in as a husband, you will pick it from what they stop it. It's a risky place.
Wow. Sawa. Okay, avoid fast moving relationships or instant intimacy. That's number 3. By fast moving relationships,
kitu namaanisha ni hivi. You see, most of the time hata wasifanya kazi ya watu wa kujenga mafundi wanakuwa na ladder. So hiyo ladder kuna step ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu, ya nne, ya tano. So if you want to go on top of the roof, you have to go from the first step to the second, to the third and the fourth. So what I mean by fast moving, ile umse kupanda kwa roof, because marriage is a higher calling. So it's always on the higher part of the ladder. So umse kupanda roof, which is on the higher side like the marriage, easy panda hiyo ladder at a fast rate. Because if you go at a faster rate, the chances that at a fall down. Now the same thing applies to relationships. When you move from the stage of dating, courtship, and then probably into marriage at a very fast rate, then what happens is the chances are that you might fall. Because you need to learn and or be at a very a good pace, so by you understand every step, so that before you move to the next step, you're sure that your leg, the previous step is stable, so that you can lift your leg and go to the next one. The same thing happens in dating. Don't go to courtship before understanding whether you are stable or whether your dating stage is purely stable for you to go to the next one. And the same thing to intimacy.
Sawa. So I think you're understandable by now. For now. Nataka tuende kwa love and lust, that topic. Love and lust. Mapenzi. Page 49. Page 49, love and lust. Sasa hapa ndio kuna mambo.
Mambo nzuri.
Hapa ndio kuna mambo sasa. So the first question is, how do you know? Wacha tuongeleshe ule msako mtaani, How do you know you are in lust, not in love?
We don't understand uko lust because you see,
can you be in lust? Can you be in lust bila stuff ya lungu?
Hawezi.
Ama lust ni lungu na tu.
Because you see, the Bible speaks about 3 types of lust. The lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and then the pride of life. The lust of the flesh and the last of the eye, all of them zina leading you to one place. That is now conforming to or agreeing to whatever you're seeing that affects your body. Because what you see is what now makes you feel like you want to act in that way, and then you commit sin. This is what I mean. Lust and love, if you go to the book of 1 Corinthians, mbali unatuona kusoma book of 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, kile kitu imeandikwa kwa 1 Corinthians 13 ni opposite ya lust. So inamaanisha kama msana acting to lust ni mse mwenye akujali. Because one thing is, lust will always want to gratify itself. So lust is like it is, as long as it benefits me, when if it does not benefit you, I don't care. So how the first way to identify him, say mwenye anajaribu kukatia an account of lust is, what is his anakujali kweli? Does he have care about you? How does he treat you? Because sometimes vile mtana kutreat it show either mse kuna kitu after, then when he's done with that he can go away. So lust will always come in form of, because you see, it's like the enemy, vile devil alidanganya Eve. Alimwambia maze, did God really say? Then akasema alisema tusikule hii. Then akamwambia hapana, alisema usikule na usiguze. That's what Eve said. So lust will come in form of love by trying to camouflage. Ni kama tukichukua machungwa na ufunike na nini ya unga. So whatever is inside is not really what is outside. It's the same way to lust. This outside looks better, but the inside is always bad. So lust will always come just to confuse you, just to try to make you feel like you're good. And let me say, because I can't go into deeper. Because from the book of 1 Corinthians 13, because hapa naandika lust is kind, love is kind, lust demands its own. So lust will always want, as long as kimina hiki sorry mi ninasikia nataka kumwaga, bora nimesikia tu ni satisfied, then it's over. Kuna wale maandiko love is kind, lust is impatient. Kwa hiyo unasema ile first move relationship is always lust. And then maybe kuna tunaweza kusema hapa before today, love overdraws lust strips my body and soul naked and leaves me out in the cold, but love covers me. Na musema hivi, lust will always
keeps me warm.
Keeps you warm. Love will always keep you warm, but lust will always leave in the naked and keep you cold. So kitu moja na love is, love will always tell you wait until everyone sees. But lust will tell you let's do it before everyone sees.
Na nikuulize swali because I think you are qualified to answer that question. Yes, Don.
Chatuone.
Uko married,
Yes.
Kuna hii tukiunga kwa maforum za ongea story ya Lungula, kuna kitu tunasikianga very common inasemekana if you do it right now, when you enter marriage, it will never be yani you won't enjoy it the way you're supposed to enjoy it. Kitu kama hiyo. So what basically gets lost when it comes to, like for example, mtu mwenye amekuwa tu ni mse lungula ama relationship yenye imekuwa ni ya lungula, but waamue washikane waingie marriage pamoja, because that's the perception that my youth mtaani wako nayo, that unaweza msosi ama tunasosiana cause tutawana, ndio. So wakiingia in that situation and they continue with that path, what is normally lost in a relationship a setting like that?
Unajua kuna vitu musema kasa hizi niko married for 7 years. Sex is good and sex is a big thing in marriage, but you see sex is just a manifestation of love. So where there's true love and care, then sex manifests. So as musema like marriage, ukitaka kuenjoy sex, then give more love, but you cannot give more sex to expect more love. Now this is what happens if you look at someone who is married for 40 years, someone who is married for 5 years and below, their sex life is different. Msako married for 5 and below years, they enjoy sex more. They have sex almost every time. But someone who is 40 plus, their sex life goes down. Why? Because sex is like glue. It's like a spark. So the more you indulge into sex, you come out to a magnet. That spark reducing. The more you use the magnet, after some time, those who did physics, you spark in a reduce. So ulidraw physics form 1 but wasolifanya physics ama msao kuchukua hao so mechanics kuchukua tule spark kuguzisha kwa maybe surface ya metal after sometimes you spark losing strength yake. Same way to sex, it is not like you don't have interest, but it is that small in a reducing in sparkness. So when you start doing it before you get married, in a manner, if you have done it for 5 years, then you get into marriage, if you are supposed to enjoy it for the next 10 years or 20 years, then that sparkness may reduce by 5 because mezoyana, there's nothing new that you learn from the other person. Because one thing that sex does in marriage is you're doing it for the first time, the same person, someone that you have never done with, and you're doing it for the first time, so it becomes a new spark. All of you have been bought, and it becomes the strongest feeling. Yeah, so you to spark in Asia because mmefanya for long, mmezoeana, there's nothing new. Mdemo kumeza kumuona kama akondede, kuchelewa meza kukuona anakujua from A to Z, so nothing is new. Yeah, because I remember during our wedding, after tumeenda honeymoon, and most guys will say this, that even a man atakupanga kutoa nguo. Na kwa honeymoon na bibi yake, the first date ametoa demo anatoa gown au anatoa longi na suit. Ni ngumu. Juu natoa mdema kuangalia na hiki kitu jenga leo na mdema. Hiki na tuna mimi peke yake nikioga. Mimi bora hizi vitu zangu zianga leo na msee. Ilikuwa hard hata mimi na wife. So wife tunatambulia hata hataki kutoa hiyo gown hapa, nenda kutoa gown kwa bathroom. Akimaliza kutoa na ngopa kurudia kile rudi na towel kwanza. Because kunako kaspark, but we maji imekuwa ikifanya kila siku. Yes, mnaona normal tunaangalia. So what happens is utaona mse ni normal na mmekuwa familia with one another, so you try to look for the other spark outside.
So kumaanisha siku ya kwanza hadi mimi
inakuwa ngori
tu kama tunajichocha
wapi bado kitika huko na zashinda juu mse ukiguza tu hivi umeanguka huko. That's the spark that's supposed to be there, but ukipata spark hakuna, it means as a
when we enter
utakuwa hapo ndani tufikiria siku moja that mzee si mdem simple juu mmezoeana, mmeanza kuishi at 40 years na ndio mko 2 years in marriage.
That's
so what happens
married
so utajipata kama unatafuta spark nyingine nje so that you can charge yourself, which is bad.
Lust tells me hurry up before anyone knows. Love tells me wait until everyone knows.
Well, that's what love does, because love itakwambia si tujificha hapa hivi, because that's why sexual sin in a thrive in secrecy, and that's why even Potiphar's wife aliamua kusema alimba Joseph maza kuna msee hapa si tuingie hivi tumalize story ndio niende, because it's when no one is seeing, so it tried to pull you out of the crowd because it is not legal. So last tells you hurry up before everyone sees, so you can do it very fast, then leave the room when all of us are wiping our mouth. Kama mtu mdogo sijui kidogo kama kuna kaskari hapa anachukua na lamba alafu anakuja kama anapanguza mdomo, because he's doing it very fast before you see. But the reality is it is sin. But love will tell you maze Kimina si tungoje until everyone knows that I'm dating Kimina, then you can do it on the public. Tuende pale tu mbele pale watu sema the only place yenye mzazi wako na wachali na demo na jonga wao wanaenda honeymoon na waende kuoga, waende kucheza kalongo, it's real thing. You do the wedding because everyone knows. Paka mkisema now you can kiss the bride, alafu mnaishia unajua sasa umeenda honeymoon na wajienda kujenga ama kuimba choruses.
Nakumbuka wedding yako I attended. I remember the pastor saying that after Mulekis nakumbuka pastor akisema saa hii hata kitu yote kifanyika Douglas chukua bibi yako
enda naye
harusi ishi hapo mko mara. So immediately sasa ndio
you have been given the license. So that's the public. So love tells you wait until everyone sees that Kimina is now on the altar and going to have sex. Last tells you wait before say waone tuko pamoja tumalizie. But shida ni ile mimi sijui shida tokea wapi. Kuna wase wako married for even 10 years but they're still struggling to get the fruit of the womb. But she told tumia tu ule msemenye meiba siku moja umesema tuacha tujifiche when no one is seeing. When no one is seeing, unatoka kama everyone is seeing. So sijui, but I always say that's why the enemy now gets that. Sijui kwa ushauri tukai. Msana ngoja mtoi for 10 years hajapata na ni legally married. bado anajaribu kumtake through.
Yeah.
But wewe umeiba.
Yeah.
Sheria nakwambia si ndio hii tumekupata ulikuwa unafanya tabia mbaya.
Na kwamba hivi. Ni hali ya life.
So last is tabia mbaya.
Tabia mbaya. Sawa. And let's go to the next topic, eh?
Yes.
Myths on dating and marriage. Sasa hapa ndio dagi.
Yeah.
Hapa kuna a lot of explaining to do.
Tutaongea tu. Lazima zoe jengeke.
Kuna hii myth ya kwanza ulisema. The topic is myths on dating and marriage.
Yes.
Chapter 5, page 54. The first myth ulisema na ni word nimeisikia, it is very common. That God has one special perfect person for me. Ndio umekama ukatuambia ati hiyo ni myth.
Aje ni uongo.
Aje. Na mimi mwanzo nimekanga nikijua mwanzo kuna mse. Yaani kila mtu anakuwa na wake.
Umewekewa. Hiyo kitu inafanyika. Let me read something here. This is my friend and also my mate in ministry, to Pastor Tony Kubanga. He even forwarded this book.
Yeah.
And we'll be doing a lot with him online. On page 55 from Medica, or paragraph from Medica, I quoted him, 55. Perfection is a myth. When you think about it critically, there is nothing perfect in this terrestrial existence. Have you seen or heard of anyone that is without any taint? I'm a tint. Then, why are we so gullible even to fall for what we know is diminuendo into an abyss of non-existence? Kizungu. Hapo najua mlitoka hapo bure. Diminuendo na abyss.
What's the meaning of the word diminuendo? Paul, hiyo sikuangalia.
Diminuendo.
Siku Google hiyo.
Inabalisha the trend to the lies that are there about what is there. Now this is what happens. There's no one who has no taint.
Yeah.
Hakuna vile utamari dem mwenye ni perfect. Okay, let's talk about the perfect person.
Yeah.
Musema, the only perfect spouse is found in heaven, and that is Jesus Christ. So you can never get a perfect spouse. The two of you get married when all of you have flaws. If I can quote what they're saying, you have flaws, you have weaknesses, and in your weaknesses you complement one another. That is when you talk about perfection in terms of characters, not characters in terms of maybe someone's weaknesses or someone's shortcomings. But character is not a weakness. Someone's character can never be developed. If you are someone who is rude, you're always rude. So someone who is abusive or a drunkard, or someone who is arrogant and maybe toxic, you're always toxic. But that's not a weakness. The weakness is whereby someone maybe is an early riser, the other one is a late riser, someone knows how to cook, the other one is coming into knowing how to cook, and someone probably is a good introvert, someone is an extrovert. But so their perfect spouse, if, like, God forbid, mtu kamera juu moni umse akioa
anaitwa Oscar, by the Oscar salimia wase
salimia wase lakini
wakatoka mkono waweka mkono
you know Oscar. Just God forbid Oscar get married say and then not God forbid, good luck amari alafu God forbid then God forbid maybe vitu fanyika athlete njiani mdemu wake after the first month pass ndio mse baada kwa 22. Do you think atasema I can't marry again due my perfect wife ameenda? By time this guy, because of his age and going through counseling and church, maybe teaching and all that, he has a right to remarry. Because it was not that out of divorce that he lost his wife. So kama alikuwa na perfect one, do you think angemarry? So there's nothing like a perfect spouse that umewekewa tu hapo maziki mimi ukifika 22 unaletewa hapo hivyo. There's no perfect spouse. Secondly, to talk about maybe having a perfect spouse, hiyo ndio inaleta shida. Juu na baraka hizi masivu na kwa media mseme wa chele wa dem ni juu dem nadhani umse juu tumekuwa naye for 2 years alafu tume break out up na yeye, then I will never love again. Because if you have that mindset, it means utakuwa like kama the two dem na mkosana, which is normal in dating and courtship, because better a broken relationship than a broken marriage. So if you have that mindset that saying you're the only one that God has given me, then you will not move again in the relationship. So una feeling for me to do is liwe liwalo. I'm looking for someone to say because umeka mind yako that umse ndio
the perfect,
the only person.
yeah.
So there's no perfect man in spouse in your life.
Okay. Myth number 2. God will choose a mate for me. By insisting that God is the one who chooses your mate, you are making him responsible for the success or failure of your relationship. God does not choose our mates. Nowhere does the Bible present God as choosing mates for his people. The choice is always ours. When God created Adam, yes, he created Adam afterwards, but he did not choose Eve for him. Adam made that personal choice. Really?
Yes. You see, unajua kuna ile unasema tunalala siku alafu na wata Mungu anakuambia eti unaenda kwa mdema anaitwa jina fulani. So if God is choosing for your mate, utasema eti ile siku amekupatia jina mzuri kama maybe jina mzuri kama nani?
Kama nani?
Annette, Majestic, Precious, Purity. Utasema mseme yes God, yes God. Kwa kupatia jina yenye hujaisikia, zile jina zake kwa saizi maybe utasema jina si poa, but zile jina hujaisikia, jina kama maybe
Takuisha,
Petro Taklaukus, yani jina mrefu hujaisikia kwa kusema huyo si wangu because we're looking for a perfect man.
yeah.
Now if you talk about Adam God create Adam vizuri na create Eve. But God didn't tell Adam, can you now say these words? Can you love this lady? Can you call her bone of my bone or flesh of my flesh? It was up to Adam to decide either to say, I love you, you're bone of my bone, or flesh of my flesh, or as I may know. So that's why now God will stop. Yes, in terms of bringing Eve to Adam, it was God's plan. But until then, because now everyone was blaming, Eve blamed God for the fall, and Adam blamed God for the fall. God will say, now you guys need to choose. Yes, God will show you the perfect spouse, the spouse for you to marry, but He won't speak on your behalf. So God will not choose for you that, hey, Mazakimina. Because God speaks, yes.
Basa nikiuliza daki. Aya. Adam amedoze. God alisema
It's not for a man to be alone.
Ndio. Anahitaji help. Adam akatuna. God akatoa Eve. Ndio. Adam kuamka akapata msupare. Ndio. Hiyo si alichaguliwa ama what happened there?
What happened is God alimguide. You see, for a man, men should be sleeping if they want to get a spouse. So the sleeping part of it is not you sleeping on allowing God to keep you to sleep.
Okay.
Because God has to make you to sleep as a man, by to keep you to sleep so that you can sleep out of your ego, out of your what you think you've achieved. He should keep you humble.
Okay.
Because once God keeps you humble, then you'll be able to bring someone in you. But if you're still struggling with who you are, then God can't bring someone to you.
Okay. So
culturally, before tafuta mdemo na sema mimi natafuta mdemo, allow God to humble.
Okay.
So just release yourself, be yourself, and then just allow God to find it for you. The only way that the only mistake we make is we allow ourselves as men to be awakened by ladies. Because now tunaangalia mdemo vile amevaa aje, ameacha nyama nje kidogo to cleavage, then we are not sleeping. So whatever we choose is what has already been woken by our physical eyes. So the sleeping part of it is just allowing God to work on you as a man.
okay. So I'm still trying to understand something. When God created Adam, this is what you have written. Yes, He created Adam afterwards, but He did not choose Eve for him. Adam made that personal choice. So is it about naming the woman?
No.
Ama is it about
confessing and owning?
Confessing and owning.
Yeah. But you see those words that Adam said in Genesis 2:18-23. He said, "Bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh."
Okay.
So the ownership part, you see, a man who does not profess you does not own you. So if as a man, if you are looking for a spouse, and for ladies, if the man is not professing you before his friends, if he's not communicating anything, because the man is supposed to start the words. That's what I mean from here. Yeah. The sparkling words were spoken by Adam. So Adam realized the conversation. So God created Eve. Like for all of us, we bump into many ladies around. Maybe kuna moja mwenye you feel interested in. You can't wait for God to speak to her. Ama God to be mstari kwa mdem. As a man, when you feel like it is the right lady, and you feel like you have that conviction, God has helped you prepare, then you're the one to speak the words that are able to make her feel like is a connection between the two. That's why God looked at Adam na akamwambia sawa, ndio mdem.
Okay.
So Adam had a choice of saying simtaki ama kuishia. But God angemforce mazee sema hivi na hivi na hivi.
Hata sasa angesema mtaki na alikuwa tu solo.
Na alikuwa solo, but God looked at him prepared because you see after God realized in Genesis 2:18 that it's not good for man to be alone.
Yeah.
Alisema there was no suitable helper for Adam, alimwacha kwanza akufanyia kitu immediately.
Yeah.
Mazee nini hizo animals kwanza, kama animals kumaliza ndio yeye mwenyewe ka identify pia kwa no suitable helper.
Yeah.
So kama mwanaume pia lazima ujue that there was no suitable helper for you before God puts you into this sleep. Utakuwa na struggle tu.
Nakupata. After marriage, in myth number 3. After marriage, I will stop my lustful behavior. That is a myth, huh?
Yeah.
One needs to prepare for marriage before entering into the union.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage union is not a substitution for immoral behaviors. Mimi napenda kusema marriage is not a fire extinguisher.
Hata hizi extinguish last yako kama umeka kwa marriage.
Your behaviors are not transformed by getting married. In fact, the Bible is so clear about us being transformed. Romans chapter 12 verse 1 to 2, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable to God. Daki kuna issue sahihi yenye inasumbua mayouth sana. Acha tubonge tu kweli. Tubonge tu silivanye kuko. Kuna historia inaitwa kunyonga monkey. Najua.
Mbona kumbusha mimi mtu atene? Oscar anajua.
Nachiki Oscar anacheka nyuma ya kamera. Kunyonga monkey. Niko hijack na linga. Alafu na activate.
Alafu unafanyaje sasa?
Alafu sasa si una release unajibamba.
Hiyo kitu iko.
Na inasumbua mayouth sana. Acha tuongee tu kweli kwa si
sana.
Tunalisi hizi story. Tuna pray yang wase, tuna sajingine tuna cancel wengine ndio it's an issue.
Yeah.
And the biggest mentality ninakuanga ni msee akiingia. Msee anafikiria ngati hiyo shida ya kunyonga monkey na kuangania sexual thing. Ati once umemari upate msee wa
kumalizia tu.
Hiyo story itaisha. Nalo. But based on so many testimonies of people who are addicted to masturbation, unapata ngao ukiingia ndani unapata hata after mshado na wife, okay, utaniambia mimi siko qualified kubomba hiyo.
Unaweza kuwa na statistic which is good and research.
The statistics.
Yes, and research is very important.
But unasema ngao wakifanya hivyo, wakishanyonga wakishafanya legally. Inafika to a point where sasa lazima pia anyonge monkey ndio
okay, satisfied.
Afike kana. Afike the promised land.
Unajua
tuchapie baba.
Njoo kuna kitu moja yenye afa tujue. The only helper you are given. In Christ alisema as he was sending to heaven alisema I'm going but I'll not leave you desolate. I will send for you a helper. So kusema ukiingia kwa marriage, then having that ring will sort for you your lustful behaviors. Ni kama kusema marriage is the Holy Spirit. So the only helper we have is the Holy Spirit. So God angesend the Holy Spirit angesend nini? A wedding ring. So that ukiingia na wedding ring is story nation. Kitu mimi najua, and I've learned this from more testimonies and more probably counseling we've been doing.
Yeah.
There's a marriage I know whereby we tried talking to them, but we discovered the guy before getting married alikuwa into masturbation mbaya, pornography and masturbation. So hii kitu alificha mdem kabisa. When they got married, walikuwa wanaweza have sex na wife umesema, but umsex anaweza have sex na wife anasema kama anataka kwenda kwa choo, kumbe endi kwa choo, anaenda kumalizia huko now to reach where he wanted to reach, because whatever you look, what you see in the media, whatever you try to look in the pornographical sites, is not the reality, because it is business. So whatever is being acted is just supposed to, it's just entertainment industry, it's for money making. So anything can be done for you to see what is done there. So ukijaribu kufanya what you've been doing previously, because you see a human being is not a machine, because most of these people, when they do it before they get married, they use different things to make them sexually aroused. So when you do it now with your wife legally, then unapata kama maybe they have been doing it alone in the bathroom is maybe at the uttermost, and the wife is not a machine, and she will realize it. So this marriage will break because wife aligundua umchali anaendaka kwa bafa anafanya hizi vitu, alafu anapiga mapicha anatumia dem mwingine anafanyanga naye. So they've been doing it kama kutumia na pictures, nika break marriage yao. Why? When you get married kuna kwa ile mask kumeweka kwa uso. When you get into marriage, you get off that mask. Now you become the real Kimina Okweli. So what happens is, whatever happened before marriage, marriage magnifies it. I've seen even by people get into marriage, himself was sexually active, and some attorney can get marriage. That's his story. And that marriage broke. I know that marriage. So I'll get someone that we know, and that tumekuwa naye somewhere with the Built to Last. So when I get marriage, usually I watch na mademu. Because you see, you're not satisfied with who you are. So unless your love God to satisfy you first before getting married. So most of them, if you're struggling with the lust, you don't need a wedding ring. You need a complete rehab with God. Kwanza rehab na God to deal na last full issues zako to get married. Yeah, so don't think that when you get married to kill it. Paul akisema if you're struggling with maybe being single and the passion of the flesh, you can get married. Hapo anamaanisha when you're struggling in those pornographical things. Because when you feel like you are really burning, but you're protecting yourself. Hapo someone when you're already in it doing it and then you want to stop it, but you can't stop. You want to get into marriage to stop it. And when you feel like you're burning with passion, then it's good for you to get married. But akusema when you're already into the last fall, akusema timusa anafanya kitu now, ndio stop. Ingesema when you're burning with it. Akusema when you're acting on the burn of the passion. So what to submit as Paul and submit if you're saying
it's a common sense by the way. It's a common mentality.
It's not that way. If you're having that passion, then do it in marriage. But not that now if you're struggling with sex, you've been doing sex outside, then get married, you stop. No, the context was if your passion it's really burning, then you can get married, then you can do it in marriage. So sex is kunini. God said ring and said Holy Spirit.